You can run if you want to, yeah, cause you can't hide. So you can run if you want to, cause you can't hide. I see you don't know who you dealing with, but I don't have it all. I'm a lunatic, cause in society, they label me a threat. But I'm just getting started, I'm not finished yet. Look me in my eyes, I can see your thoughts. All your ups and downs, all your little faults. Keep acting tough, it's gonna get creepy. All of a sudden you're starting to feel sleepy. But in these streets when you doze off, you wake up with your clothes off, ashamed, feeling so lost. Whoa, you see my crew, you know my style.
Welcome everybody to the seventh edition of the Rysing Legacy. I'm your host, the Rysing, the main man, the leader of the Immortal Legacy group on WWE 12. We don't like to call ourselves a clan. We are a group of people who come together to play games and have a good time without spamming, glitching, hacking, all that other garbage. We love WWE. We love wrestling, so we want to put on a good show for you folks and everybody who watches the pay-per-views and everything. So let's get right into this monumental day, this great, well, it's not really monumental. Anyway, let's get right into WWE, which is starting off with Monday Night Raw. This Raw edition was pretty good. Surprisingly, after a pathetic showing at the Money in Bank, this Raw edition should have been done the week before last to give everybody something to go into going into the Money in Bank, but it showed that the WWE can actually put on some good shows, even though it's a hit and miss thing with them, which happens every once in the blue moon that they put on a good show. This was a great blue moon. First thing I want to talk about, Rikishi was the Raw main eventer that they brought back. Rikishi, welcome back. Your legs and everything was gross. Compared to the rest of your body, you really need to go get a tan and everything. But you still got the biggest butt around, and the stink face that you did was epic, awesome, great. I missed that. He was a good performer, and what happened after he demolished Heath Slater and put him away with sitting on his chest has to be caved in. He danced with his sons. I know they were so happy, and I was actually happy to see them do that. They actually got to do something that they had grown up watching. They watched their father come on television, WWE, put on great shows with their cousin, The Rock, and he did a great thing with them by getting in the ring and dancing with the lights going out, and then the Usos were in there doing their thing. Great heritage, really great TV. Glad to see that. Going on to something pathetic that the Raw had going on. Cena, fake. His promo that he did was just so fake. I guess that's what I really hate about Cena. When he opens his mouth, people think that he's a great talker, a great speaker. He is hideous at speaking. Everything that he says sounds so phony. Like he's trying so hard. It's just, he needs to, I don't know, he needs to go to acting classes and actually be able to show a wider range of emotions, or stick with the emotions that he's good with. But the angry, no, I will not type thing what he did was just, it was so fake. Horrible. I can probably act circles around that guy. He can probably out wrestle me, and I mean, he's way more in shape than I am. But just seeing him on TV makes me want to vomit the green colors that he wears out to the ring now. Ugh, gross. Anyway, welcome back, Rey Mysterio 619. Booyaka, booyaka! Welcome back, Rey. It's been a long time coming. We really miss seeing you on TV. You look great. He's been in shape. It looks like he actually lost a lot of weight and kept up with everything that was going on, because like he didn't lose a step. He actually came back, and the move that he did, the spinning Hurricane Rana, looked like he hasn't lost step, like he gotten better. So here's hoping that after the surgery that he had that actually put him out of commission, helped him out a lot. He's in pain a lot. That's why he doesn't do a lot of the high flying moves that he used to do. But he's in a lot of pain, and here's hoping that the surgery corrected that, and WWE, Vince McMahon, don't overuse him and put him out again. They have a very good history of doing such stupid things. Ryback and Jack Swagger was actually a pretty good no contest match. Ryback actually finally gets out of the jobber pool of the two-man jobber and goes on to the one jobber. But it's a unique jobber in Jack Swagger, because Jack Swagger is a legitimate former World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion, whichever one he held. It's actually forgettable because they buried him so much, getting beat by Santino and getting beat by Tyson Kidd. They just buried him. Now he goes on to Ryback, which is why I say he's a unique jobber, because he's a world champion, our previous world champion. They put on a good show for the limited time that they did. Jack Swagger actually looks like a threat to Ryback. Ryback came back at the end. Jack Swagger was beating the living crap out of him. You guys can probably see on the video that's playing beside me. New set, right? Forgot to say that. Got a TV here. We got nice background, great lighting, great host. But we still got a long way to go. We got to get a table and some good stuff going on. But hey, if you guys keep watching, I'll keep putting in more time and effort to making this look great. So, Ryback, glad that you're actually getting out of the jobber pool and into the higher jobber pool. But I'm hoping that Jack Swagger actually puts on a good show and they don't bury him like they've been doing. He deserves better than that. Wedding bells toll, but to be honest with you, it's more like the morning bells. The morning bells for a funeral. The funeral of Daniel Bryan and AJ's career. This is going to ruin them. They have announced that on the 1,000th episode of Raw, they're going to have a wedding, and it will be between Daniel Bryan and AJ. Been done before. We talked about this. They need to cut that out, but they're going to continue on with this storyline because they think that this is what the people want to see. Nobody wants to see this. This is going to ruin their careers. I can just see it now, and they've had such illustrious career. They've been running really good with the gimmicks they've been giving them, but now they're crushing it. This is just what WWE likes to do. Next week's 1,000th episode, we have a pretty good rundown to get people to tune in. It's going to start off the 3-hour Raw, which I'm hoping that it's going to be a good 3 hours, because sitting through 2 hours of boring TV is bad enough. But sitting through 3 hours of repetitive, boring TV, they're going to lose a lot of viewers. Our viewers just won't tune in until 9 o'clock anyway. So here's looking to see what they're going to do. I'm guessing that it's actually going to be a 3-hour Raw going on for about a month, maybe 2 months tops, and then they're going to scrap the idea because no one's going to be tuning in for that first 8 o'clock hour. Everyone's going to wait until 9 o'clock because they're not hooking people good enough with their storylines. They need better storylines before they can move to 3 hours. They have no competition. TNA is no competition for them whatsoever, so they have no fire, no kindle to get them to actually do a good job in their storylines and keep people coming back for more. We need that. We need somebody to come out, whether it be TNA, whether it be Ring of Honor, whether it be some independent scene that just blows up, whether it be something. They need to fight, and they need to be threatened. Without WWE being threatened, we're stuck with the crappy TV that we've had ever since WCW integrated with WWE. That was the end of the Attitude Era and into the bullcrap era that we have been dealing with for the past few years. But we do have, starting off at the 8 o'clock hour, DX Reunion, which is their hooking thing. Probably get a lot of people to tune in for the first 10 minutes, and then we're going to all just change the channel until 9 o'clock. Brock Lesnar returns to answer Triple H's question about the match between SummerSlam, which we know the answer is yes, he will face him at SummerSlam, and Brock Lesnar will probably attack Triple H and walk out of the ring looking high and mighty as he beat down Triple H. That's my prediction for Raw. Let's see if that happens. The Rock returns to the WWE, or as he would say, finally, The Rock has come back home. This is his home, the WWE, and here's hoping that when he comes back, we get Dwayne The Rock Johnson telling us who he's gonna, that he's gonna be here more often, and he is gonna fight to go to the top to win the championship, the last championship that he said he wants to win. He wants to win it, so here's hoping that he will, and soon, not that we wait until WrestleMania 29. Pretty sure that this, with John Cena winning the Money in the Bank, is going to lead up to a rematch between The Rock and John Cena for the WWE Championship. I'm highly positive that is what we're going to get. I say that because before WrestleMania 28, that's what John Cena was saying, that he was going to make it to WrestleMania 28 as a WWE champion, and he would put that championship up against The Rock. I haven't forgot. Probably some other people forgot, but maybe not. But I haven't forgot. So I'm pretty sure that that is what we're going to see. And here we are back separating Sin Cara off of TV to make room for Rey Mysterio, which I understand this time around Rey Mysterio has to get the spotlight because he just came back. They can't have two luchadors, two masked men on the same show doing the same moves. People are going to get bored. People are starting to get bored with Sin Cara's because he keep doing the same moves over and over anyway. They need to do something with him and get him in a good storyline where he can actually look like the phenomenal wrestler, athlete, luchador, high flyer, whatever you want to call him, that he is. He is very big in Mexico. They have comic books about him. They have all kinds of stuff about this guy, even though he is not the original Sin Cara or the original Mystico. He's not the original, but he took up the mantle afterwards. So here's hoping that they do something with him. But welcome back, Ray, like I said earlier. Now, folks, we're going to keep moving, rolling, keep this into SmackDown. SmackDown opening segment was okay. It was pretty good to see Rey Mysterio dealing with Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler on TV dealing with Sheamus. That was a pretty good segment, like I said, all in itself, but it lays the ground for Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio for their rivalry match at SummerSlam. And it just kind of does toss a monkey wrench into things between Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus because Randy Orton's going to be coming back soon. So I wonder where he's going to fit into this mix. Will it be Sheamus versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam? And all of a sudden Randy Orton gets the title and Dolph Ziggler slithers in with his Money in the Bank to capture the heavyweight title? Probably. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen at SummerSlam. But Randy Orton does come off suspension really soon, so let's see where he goes with that. Sin Cara wasn't on SmackDown either. He was on Superstars on the internet. Why was he on Superstars? Because Rey Mysterio returned to his hometown, the 619, and got the greatest pop that he probably ever receives in his entire career whenever they go home. It's the cheap pop. But to see that was really good. Sin Cara had to take the side road and go to Superstars, but here's wondering what they're going to do with Sin Cara next week. Since we see that they have blurred the lines, destroyed the lines exactly between SmackDown and Raw, where they have both champions on Raw and SmackDown, both Money in the Bank winners on Raw and SmackDown. You know, they're just doing so much stuff to blur the lines between SmackDown and Raw. Like I said last week, we need to get rid of one of the shows or get rid of one of the championships and have a united, undisputed champion running between both shows, because this is kind of destroying the prestige that these titles hold. which WWE hasn't done a good job with that in the first place in the last few years. These titles are become exactly what they are. They are work titles. When you are at work, you start off at the bottom as the grunt monkey, the worker, and the next thing you know, you work your way up to supervisor, and then you work your way up to higher management, and then you work your way up to the company head, the person who runs the company. That's exactly what they have done with these titles, which is exactly how it's always been done for years. Whenever you get the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship, you are the man that they are saying, you can take this company and you can run with this company, and you're going to make us big. You can hold this company on your shoulders. That's what that championship means. Don't tell the audience that. They have been really bad at telling the audience and destroying the mystique that these titles actually hold, the prestige that they hold. I understand that this is to know that, you're about to be handed the company, do what you want with it is great, but not for the fans' sake. We need to see these titles mean something. We need to see them more than just, hey, this is the guy that's at the top of the WWE. But even right now, even though he's at the top of the WWE, he's not at the top of WWE because John Cena is pissing on him while he's standing over them without the title, going, ha ha ha, I make more money than you, they love me better than you. So regardless if you have this title, you mean nothing, because when they're ready, they're going to say, John Cena, go and beat the living crap out of this guy and make it look effortless, and take the title away, and you're going to have the title again. That's where we're headed, and that's what's going to happen. That's why, another reason why I hate John Cena so much. Yes, he loves the business and all. He says he's doing it for the people in the back, but you know what? He's not. He's doing it to fill his pockets and for him to have a job. He's not helping out anyone in the back, in my opinion. Probably giving them good notes and stuff like that, but as far as saying, you know what? This kid right here, we need to push him better. I'm going to job to this person so he can rise to the ascension of being on the caliber that I am, because I'm not going to be here forever. That's what Stone Cold, that's what The Rock, that's what all the people before John Cena's time did. They didn't have the stick up their butt thinking that they were the greatest and running around telling everybody, I come to work every day. They jobbed to people. When they saw that somebody else needed to push and they had potential to carry this company as well because they weren't going to be around, they jobbed to them. They dropped the title. They made them look like a beast. And they have creative input on those type of things. So I'm sure John Cena does, but John Cena hasn't done that for anybody besides John Cena. John Cena barely sweats when he's in a match. That's just so stupid. Let me stop talking about John Cena. I don't want to keep hearing about my ranting on John Cena. John Cena freaking sucks. Anywho, AJ and Daniel Bryan on the Peep Show. Ugh, gross, disgusting, vomitile, makes me want to puke. Why? Because it was a complete bomb. It wasn't just the bomb, it was a bomb, an atomic bomb blowing up their careers. You could hear it, and they knew it because the way they acted. Now, rather the WWE is trying to make them so repulsive to the audience that people hate them, then great, idea to do this. But what didn't really do good for it is now they're bringing Kane back into the picture. Kane is right now the WWE whore. He kind of goes in and out of storylines like crazy, and he always gets beat in the storylines. He hasn't won any good storyline match and I don't know how long. So where that's going to go, I don't know. Creative team basically are just a bunch of idiots. Let's see. It was also an idiotic move for the creative team to have such a great tag team match with Unico and Camacho, the primetime players. Who else? The tag team champs, Kofi Kingston and Little Jimmy. Okay, Little Jimmy, he was there. And somebody else that was forgettable. I can't really think. But it was a good high-flying 8-man tag match that was going on. R-Truth pulled out some pretty good spots. All of them did really good spots, actually. And then at the end, when the Primetime Players and the Unico and Camacho won the 8-man tag, out comes Big Show to decimate, destroy every single person that was out there. 8 people either got chokeslammed or WMD. And then his line was, "Now what?" And then walks off. They are just pissing on the tag team champs, the tag team titles altogether. The crowd wants to see the tag team champions. The crowd wants to see tag team matches brought back to WWE to their glory days that they used to be. But WWE keeps giving people, yeah, we're going to do this. Look who we have as the champions. They're great. They're awesome. Look, we have 4 new tag teams created. They're great. They're awesome. And they get destroyed by one man. Great. Awesome. Great for TV. Not good for their careers. WWE, please, I'm begging you, stop it before I stop watching your show. I'll probably be the only one, but one man can make, all the difference. Which, speaking of all the difference, they released Vince McMahon's and Linda McMahon's 2010 earnings. I wish that was them. They made over $30.6 million in 1 year. They paid $4.7, I believe, $million in federal taxes alone. So I do envy them, but at the same time, if I was a $30 million, a year, I would care less. I wouldn't even bat an eyelash at $4 million. Like, take it. I'll make it up next year. They haven't released in 2011, but they soon will. This is all because Linda McMahon running for office again with the I believe it's Connecticut that she's running for office again as a Connecticut senator. So, yeah, here's money-mongering people running around. Anywho, also on SmackDown, we had another Raw main eventer come out, which was nice to see Road Warrior Animal come out, decimate Heath Slater. That's just a side note. That was great to see. And sorry that Animal lost Hawk, a few years back, passed away, but to see Animal on WWE TV again, that is great. Welcome back, Animal. Still in good shape. Moving on to WEEEEE 12. Soon to be WWE 13, which is looking great. How they are making this up. I can't wait for November to get this out, but there's a lot of good games coming out in November, so it's going to be really hard for us to try and hunker down and get the money together to get these games. We got Resident Evil 6, we got WWE 12, we have Dance Central 3. Wow, it's just a lot of other stuff coming out. Halo 4, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, we're here to talk about WWE 12. And the powerhouse group within WWE 12, Immortal Legacy. Shout out to my boy Nate, who's the man of 1,000 names within WWE 12, within the Xbox Live, period. He has so many freaking names I can barely keep up with him. But he is Nate. One of his names is Rightful King 85, I believe. He is my co-leader for the Immortal Legacy. He's doing an awesome job in my disappearance. I haven't been on there, having some financial issues and things, so my internet is down, but I'm still bringing this to you guys. Nate is taking up the mantle and doing a great job, something that the D-Boys never could have done. But anyway, my presence is still felt. We do have another group that is within the WWE 12 realm now. Ever since the D-Boys fallout, we have G.O.D. named God, and I forgot what it stands for. I just know it's something of domination. I forgot what it is. Sorry, you guys. But it's held up by Rated R and Artist by Nature and Matt Jasinski. Don't remember all his name, but his gamer tag is Jasinski. They are the Three Kings. They like to call themselves the Three Corners of Power, or something like that. I call them the Three Kings. They have decided to open up GOD. We're not sure if we're going to let them integrate with Immortal Legacy yet. We already have somebody within the main event Mafia, also another group in WWE 12 that we have allowed to come into our ranks just to have good shows and put on a wider brand of new breed wrestlers, superstars, video game players, whatever you want to call them. Speaking of the new breed, we do have Tuesday, July 24th, 2012. The Immortal Legacy brings to you the new breed. You guys saw the commercial, which we're going to play the commercial right now. Alright, that was the new breed commercial. Once again, this is going to pretty much spotlight all the new faces, all the new characters that we have bringing to you guys online. There will be storylines, there will be rivalries that will play out each week leading up to the pay-per-views. We're still working out the kinks. But right now, here's a couple of the matches that we do have for the new breed pay-per-view on July 24th. We have newcomer Jamie Platinum versus another newcomer, Justin Morgan. We have AJ Cooper versus CJ Storm. We have Paulie D versus Tank Williams versus Ricky for the Rysing Championship. That, like I said a few weeks ago or a week ago, I'm not exactly sure, is the version of the IC Championship or the European Championship or the USA Championship that the WWE has in their TV show. That is the Immortal Legacy's version of it. It will be the Rysing Superstar Championship. We have Deontay Cervantes versus Andrew Anderson for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Little T, who is the Immortal Legacy, the Legacy Champion, versus Iron Man and versus Jordan for a Legacy Championship rematch. So make sure you guys tune into that. That was a heck of a tables, ladders, and chairs match that they had. No, sorry, it wasn't tables, ladders, and chairs. It was just a tables match. It was a heck of a tables match that they had. This time, it will be held in a steel cage. Let's see who takes home the gold in that one. We also have some other matches who are the undercards that will be taking place. We're looking to have maybe 5, 6, 7 matches in total. It's going to be a great show with interviews, intros, all the good stuff that you guys like to see in WWE. It will be brought to you from WWE 12 and Immortal Legacy Group. We're getting bigger, we're getting better, and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep rising. Get it? The rising? Haha. We will keep rising to the ascension of the top group in the WWE games. That is my goal. That is my, like Ricardo Rodriguez. Just don't wear underwear with my face on there. That's gross. Anyway, there's something I didn't have last week because there really wasn't much going on in WWE, but I'm going to put it at the end of this show, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to give you guys Farouk's damn moment of the week to close out the show. Until next time, I'm your host, the Rysing thanking you for tuning in. And as always,